just in solitude, I'm here to tell you that that's okay. You know, society treats being alone like a glitch in the system, pretty much assuming that if you're surrounded by noise and chaos, that you must be miserable. At the big age of 27, I've realized that solitude isn't a sign of like sadness or, depression all the time. Sometimes it could be a high skill level for like mental clarity or, just peace. I've been trying to dismantle the stigma and learn why just sitting in silence is just like the best way for me to recharge my brain. I've been finding new ways to monitor my peace and learn myself more. I have a social battery. I do indeed. A lot of people probably don't think so, but I definitely do. Because I've been around like a lot of the same people for the last 10 to 12 years now. And after a while, even if you're not seeing them physically, after a while you do need that silence and that peace of mind to just be by yourself. And that's what I'm currently doing right now. I'm in that phase. I'm reclaiming what I like to call the silent lobby. I got really used to just doing stuff with my friends and then they're relying on them as far as like my social interactions or just situations that I'm in. Like for example, a few weeks ago, you can probably see the videos on the channel. Me and some of my friends, we spent the last few hours playing Lethal Company, playing Chain Together, and shit like that. And the moment I turned my game off and got off the game those days, I just, it was quietness. It was just alone. And I'm not saying that to say that my friends are like ruining my life or anything like that. It's nothing of that caliber of anything like that. But I did, after those two like games I played with them, I decided to take some time to myself for a long time. Occasionally dropping in, you know what I'm saying? You don't gotta completely, you can. I think that might be better in some cases, depending on the person, depending on the situation. You can, ghost people and just come back better. Some people may worry, some people probably won't. A lot of people haven't really worried about where I'm going since then because I've talked to like at least two of them. But other than that, I haven't heard anything from them. And I just hope they know that I'm good and stuff, of course. And it does make you think, like, damn, nobody checking on you. But at the same time, you have to understand that, people have their own thing going on too. And they have different ways of dealing with that. And, at this age, I've learned that solitude is not loneliness. You know what I'm saying? I've learned that just being able to think to myself and clear my thoughts and not have a bunch of distractions. Because I get distracted pretty easily, especially by my friends, because they make me laugh. I have a good time with them. We be talking about stupid shit, bullshit all the time. So trust me, I understand the concept of like, just not being on your 10, being fully focused because you're distracted by friends and stuff. Or you're just distracted by whatever's going on in the outside world, whether that's social media, whether that's your peers and, things of that nature. I think we've been conditioned to think that a quiet room is a lonely room. And even if it was, what's the problem with that, The silence is actually a secret to like a mental power-up. It lets you know how to understand yourself, what you like, what you dislike, your strengths, your weaknesses, everything of the sort. And I've been learning day by day how to do that stuff. I've been doing stuff that I just don't normally do because I'm too busy distracting myself and procrastinating. Like some days I would want to upload, right? And I'll be like, let me get in Discord and start playing with my friends. And I will just completely forget and just overshadow that because I've been in the Discord having fun, playing the game the whole time, you feel me? And realistically, like that's just not ideal if I want to make it somewhere in this content creation space. I've been trying to develop this solo plan, right? I'm not going to say what the plan is, of course, but let's just say I've been developing a solo plan and I've been working on it immensely. And I'm trying my hardest to, make sure that I continue to be locked in, you know what I'm saying? And even if it takes me having to be alone for however long, and I'm come to the terms that I'm fine with that. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm lonely. Like this is a thing by choice, of course, and I feel like it's for the greater good. So for my young men out there, if you're dealing with, stress or not knowing what to do or distractions in your ear from, it could be anybody. It could be parents, friends, cousins, randoms. It could be anybody. If you're feeling that way, find that solitude within yourself and don't confuse yourself and tell yourself that you're lonely and that you have no one. Tell yourself that you don't need anyone and that you're okay with being in solitude. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're okay with learning about yourself. You're okay with developing and growing because that's what this life is about at the end of the day. And at my age of 27, I learned that, you know, it's okay to go through the motions. You have to tackle your problems. You have to face them. You got to face your demons in order to grow. You can't just go silent and then just still ignore all of the stuff that's happening, right? You got to live in the present. And in order to live in the present, you have to, like, face the past and plan the future. But that doesn't mean live in both. You have to live in the present while understanding that the past is the past. You can't change it. You know, whatever happened, happened. But I can change my future. I can plan for my future, you know what I'm saying? I can alter what happens in my future. I can predict and probably, you know, prevent things from happening in my future. It's really all up to you. Discover a new baseline, man. Set some boundaries, you know what I'm saying? Set some goals. Write it down. Pen and pencil, or pen and paper, pencil and paper, whatever you want to call it. Write it down. You know what I'm saying? Read them to yourself. Start reading books. Drink your water, man. Do things that just benefit the mind and you. And do it alone. You know what I'm saying? Do everything alone until you don't have to anymore. To the point where you're gonna, all right, now I need a team. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, you entered this world alone, and you're gonna leave it alone too. But at the end of the day, it's all up to you, man. Are you gonna be alone and depressed, or be in solitude and be happy? It's all your decision.